And here we go, the Britannia Challenge Cup, Sydney Rowing Club, Australia on the left-hand side of your screen, D.R.C Hannover from Germany on the right-hand side.
Good clean start here in the Britannia. You've got coxes, so you're not worried about the steering, and you're just able to hammer down with the power. The cox 4, a bit more weight to shift, takes a little bit more time to get going. You've got to be a bit more patient on it. And we're going to cut to the middle of the race now, where it's still relatively close. The Sydney crew look to have a little bit of an edge, Sarah.
Wow, isn't this a tight race here? Sydney Rowing Club with just an ever so slight margin. It looked like Nicholas Dunlop, the coxswain, had a quick look over his shoulder to see where the Ruder Club Hannover Germany crew were. I've said probably a few too many times, so sorry if I'm boring listeners with this, but it's really tough with these bow coxed 4s because the coxswain of the lead crew is looking forward. So it's actually really difficult when you're in the lead to see what's coming. You've got to have good communication with the rowers, because if something happens and there's a charge, it's really tough. And so I think that's probably why Nick is sitting a little higher up than the other coxswain in the German crew, so that he can actually look over his shoulder and see where that.
You can see 2 or 3 glances there just to keep a check. Are we moving away? Are we staying level? What's going on here? Really good aggressive rowing by the Sydney crew here. I think they're actually putting in a push possibly to respond to an attack by the Germans, but they do look to be still overlapping. You can see passing the 3/4 mile signal. There's a good overlap. That means that you've still got a sniff of it in the German crew. It's got my favourite named athlete in the Henley Royal Regatta competition at 3 in the German crew is Hendrik Hellhammer. And let's see if he can bring the Hellhammer down on this race and get back on terms with the Sydney crew.
That is an ominous surname for sure. Perhaps some of the Sydney rowers would have been looking for the Hellhammer coming into this race, but it looks like Sydney still just have a marginal advantage over the German crew. Perhaps this is all going to come down to the last few hundred metres in the enclosures. Sydney Rowing Club with a very strong crew in the Y-folds, and this their other bet in the Britannia. This is a boat that Sydney Rowing Club have had success in the past, and certainly would be looking to try and win this year. In the bow seat, Dylan Boakes, Torren Olsen in the 2-seat, Max Brenner in 3, Tom Galloway in stroke, and Nick Dunlop, of course, the coxswain.
And Dylan and Max in that crew in their 3rd and 4th Henleys respectively. In fact, Max in the 3-seat tells us he's had 2 wrist breakages in the last 2 seasons. That's pretty tough. Doesn't seem to be affecting him now, but we can still see the Ruder Club Hannover crew trying to push on, trying to stay in contact. That precious overlap is something that we all really try and maintain. Can be expensive, but I think they're starting to move a little bit faster in the German boat relative to the Sydney crew.
Yeah, it looks like they just have their rate up a little bit, but perhaps we're seeing a response here from Sydney with that rate to keep themselves moving. It can be a really heavy boat very quickly in this coxed 4. I'm not just sure what the coxswain of the German crew did.
Yeah, Manja Radke there, you can see the hand gripping onto the side.
I saw both hands go up in the air, so I'm not sure saying
whether it's despair or a cry of encouragement. Let's hope it's the latter. You know, the cox does a tremendous job for a crew here, particularly if you're behind. The cox can see exactly what's going on. I always think they're doing 3 things. One is giving information. Where are we? What's going on? What's the rating, etc. Second one is coaching, how the boat feels, making sure that people, as they get tired, focus on the key technical points that help them move together. And the third thing is motivation. I think that hand gesture was definitely a gesture of motivation as they try to lift the crew, lift the rate of striking, and the final attack. Is it too late as they pass the stewards' enclosure? And I must say, Sydney are looking stronger by the minute.
Yeah, look, I think Sydney, they took the rate up. They're really going for it now. They know that they had to work to ensure that they get this win and just to shut down any challenge that Ruder Club Hannover from Germany was thinking of throwing at them. Strong crew from Australia, from Sydney Rowing Club. A swag of Australian Championship medals in this crew from Sydney Rowing Club. Stroked by Tom Galloway, 2-time Head of the River winner from Shaw School. But they have just taken the win by perhaps half a length. It looks like that verdict. Wow, that was not easy. Sydney Rowing Club winning the Britannia over D.R.C Hannover from Germany.